Yes, they beat the Green Bay Packers. Paul Allen, Vikings GamePlan, TCO Studios. It's Ron Johnson from Fox 9 and Vikings Game Day Live. Pete Bercich, analyst for the Vikings Radio Network. Let's take a look at these numbers, gentlemen. Vikings and Lions. Mash your way through these numbers, and what do you think, Ron?
Well, I mean, the Lions are putting up points, and I think that's the one thing, the way they throw the ball, you look at the receivers, but Kenny Golladay being out is actually a good thing for the Vikings, but we still know that Stafford and the way that offense operates, they're going to throw the ball. Now, running the ball, not the best, but Adrian Peterson, I guarantee, is all week yelling at the coach, you have to give me the ball. I've been salivating for the chance to be the starting running back against my former team, and he is going to get his chance. He once told Anthony Barr he would run for 200 yards on them if he got the chance.
Really?
So he's going to get that chance.
No, I mean, I think Adrian, when he was maybe in Washington, felt that way. I don't know. He's getting a little long in the tooth. And
maybe New Orleans.
Bygones be bygones. Really, for the Detroit Lions, the rushing number is what's key to me because they have to be able to run the football. Their offensive line is struggling in pass protection. Defensively, they have a wonderful defensive line, but everything behind them, trying to play man all the time, they're having troubles with that. They're a good but flawed football team, and the main thing for them is keeping Stafford up on 2 feet, and they're having a hard time doing that.
Lions film coming up later with Pete. Also, much more on Matthew Stafford, Adrian Peterson, and Everson Griffin. Now with the Detroit Lions, that's all part of the winning formula. Let's keep it here in that Dalvin domination at Lambeau Field. Ron, do you sense he can replicate or get close to what he did against Detroit compared to Lambeau Field?
Oh, yes, no doubt. I mean, if you look at what he did, it wasn't the prettiest of holes at all times. Dalvin Cook has the uncanny ability to get skinny, but also run through arm tackles. When Dalvin Cook is running, getting 5 to 6 yards a carry, and they're moving the sticks, it's easy to keep doing it, but it also opens up for play action. And then, of course, the screen, which we saw on the touchdown, which was a play action, fake handoff, back screen left, opposite side of where he took the handoff fake from. So that's just masterful by Gary Kubiak. He has to continue to do that stuff.
That Dalvin Cook performance, that got you going, man. You really like this kid, don't you?
Yeah, no, when he's healthy, and that's the thing, is all you need to do is get him the football in space, and he can make some things happen. I go back to 2 third and long plays. One was a screen, one was just a check down, not even check down, but a swing route to him that Dalvin was able to convert into 50 yards on one and like 15 on the other. That's what a great player can do. The other thing I think we're seeing is that the rest of this offense, especially the tight end group, that meeting room, they have really accepted the blocking side of things. Irv Smith Jr., Kyle Rudolph, they understand that if they can just dig out their guys, and it's not an easy job, but when they do that and get Dalvin up to that second level, he can go. And with the Detroit Lions, again, with the man-to-man that they play, it takes their eyes off the running back. If he's not your coverage, you're not looking at him. Get Dalvin into that second level, and he could have another explosive running day.
You go to Lambeau Field and beat A-Rod the way they did. You go to Seattle and play Russell right to the wire. You can beat anybody. Now, that means if you win the next one in a series of them, you officially get hot from 2 wins. Mike Zimmer, coach of the Vikings, is on a radio show I host weekly on KFAN called X's and O's. And I asked Mike, what does it take to get this team hot?
Well, I think one of the big things, Paul, we didn't turn the ball over last week, and we got 1 turnover. So, not beating ourselves is going to be key, obviously, and then sticking to our identity of hopefully that we can go out and play better early defensively against a team like this, and then, kind of try to impose our will as the game goes on.
Outside of Dalvin boys, there were 3 specifically defensively who got hot. I mean, Kendricks could be in this conversation all the time, but Jalen Holmes, Ifeadi Odenigbo, and DJ Wanham. They got hot at Lambeau. Can these kids stay hot?
Yeah, they can, and you have to look at the scheme. What Patterson did was spelling the guys so they're not in there for 15, 16 play drives, but they put Aaron Rodgers in some tough situations, some 4th and longs, some 4th downs even. And so when you're able to do that in prolonged drives, I don't see the Lions taking that risk and going for it on 4th down like the Packers did. I also don't see the Lions like really sticking to the run the way the Packers did. Even though they were without Aaron Jones, they still gave the ball to Jamal Williams a lot more than people assumed. And so when you look at what this team did defensively with moving those guys around and Afadi Adenabo getting man-to-man, DJ Wanham with his speed, he and these other guys can do it. I want to see DJ Wanham in other places, though, like I saw him in college, in the A-gap, twisting a lot more, and maybe being in there with 3 defensive ends. We know Mike Zimmer has a lot mentally that he knows he can do, but if you can put Wanham and Afadi Adenabo on the field at the same time with Jalen Holmes, you might have a recipe for just a spooky night. And Halloween's gone, but they still can scare the quarterback.
Peter?
The Lions are struggling in their interior offensive line, the center position, and I think both guards. They struggle in pass pro, passing off games. You get the 2 to 3 man games up front. They're having a lot of problems with that. Stafford is mobile, but he's not like an Aaron Rodgers where he can extend a play as well as he does. Those young guys are going to have to learn to run some stunts and do some pass rush stunts. If they're able to pull those things off and work together as a unit, I think they'll have a very, very good day rushing Matthew Stafford.